Another thing that I encourage you to think about when you're making your action is making it non-destructive. By making a snapshot and creating that to its own document, you can ensure that the action doesn't actually modify the original file. This is what you saw the Panos effects options do, and it means that it's really safe to use these more experimental actions because you don't have to worry about accidentally overwriting your original. You've seen me use a few cool tricks along the way with making actions, but let's try something out here and really learn some of the tricks of the trade. To start, I'm going to make a new folder called Actions Test. This way, I know that these are actions that I'm still testing out, rather than ones I definitely want to save. I'll click OK. Let's make a new action. And we're going to call this Stylized Blur. I want this action to be completely non-destructive. So I'm going to go to the History panel here. And at the top, you see that there's a snapshot. Well, let's create a new document from that current snapshot. And what it did there was it took it from the current state. So that worked nicely, but I want to do something here first. Notice it said make document from current history state. Well, that works. That means wherever the document is, it will make a new document. All right, I'm just going to zoom in here a little bit. Now what I want to do is make this non-destructive. So I'm going to make a new empty layer and then hold down the Option or Alt key and say Layer, Merge Visible. Now, what that did, rather than just duplicating this one layer, is if this was a layered file, it basically took a snapshot of all the other layers and then merged them together. Let's rename this here called Processed, and then right-click and create a smart object. Now, the benefit of using this here is you see that it made an untitled layer, and then it merged them together, and then I was able to change the name. This is good because now the action is only going to work on the layer called Processed, and we don't have to worry about accidents happening or other things getting affected. The smart object means that all the tools are non-destructive. Let's go ahead and apply a blur here. Filter, blur. We're going to do a radial blur. Choose the zoom method and really kind of crank that up and shift it just a little bit to the right. Let's do that at best quality and click OK. You see how it creates an effect here pulling out. Now I'll double click on the blending arrows and experiment with different blend modes. As I choose one, you'll see how it blends in. And if you're experimenting, that's okay. Some may work better than others, but whichever one you decide on, it hasn't recorded yet until you click OK. So you'll notice there that it just took the blending options when we were done. Now let's do another blur. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Click OK. And again, we're going to blend this a little bit. Soft light. Click OK. Now let's add a saturation adjustment and just pull down that gold color a little bit. A little less saturation. Good. And we'll go with another adjustment layer. This time, black and white. We'll go darker and change its blend mode. Now, I'm going to select the process layer and notice because we had it named, it was able to go back to that layer. If this layer wasn't renamed, it would have broken the action. So by targeting the layer and renaming it, it gives me the flexibility to click to go back to the target. Now, let's do one more filter. In this case, we're going to do stylize and a little bit of find edges. This looks a little obnoxious until we blend it. I like multiply. Color burn looks good too. I think darken looks best though. And I'll click OK. Now, what I want to do is choose the background layer for a moment. And I'm going to press Command J to duplicate it. And with the layer selected, we're going to move it. So I'll choose Layer, Arrange, Bring to Front. And you see it puts it all the way on the top. Now, what I can do is desaturate that and gently blend it in. I'm just using that as a copy to create a subtle effect. And let's lower the opacity just a bit. And we've got our distressed, slightly blurred image. All right, I like it. Let me go ahead and stop recording. Well, what you saw there was a whole bunch of things in play. Everything from inserting menu stops, remember, with the insert menu item, allowing you to force a menu item into the action. We also were very careful about naming a layer so we can always return to it. Plus, using things like commands here, you'll find that things you're used to doing by simply dragging and dropping often have menu commands, and that's largely for actions. The arrange menu, for example, makes it easy to swap the order of things or send a layer to the top or bottom of the stack. In this case, it worked pretty well.